All right, future lawyers, listen up. If you're gearing up for the new LSAT, you've come to the right place. We're about to break down the single biggest change to this exam in years, pulling every single insight straight from Chapter 6 of the LSAT Test Prep Mastery Guide to give you a complete battle plan. Let's dive right in. Just take a look at this number. Let it sink in. If you're prepping for the LSAT from August 2024 onwards, this is probably the most important number you need to wrap your head around. But what is it? Yep. That's right, half. With the logic games section officially gone, they've subbed in a second logical reasoning section. That means 50% of your entire scored test comes down to how well you handle LR. It's not just the biggest section anymore, it's the absolute core of the exam. So that's the million-dollar question, isn't it? How in the world do you master it? Well, that's exactly what we're here to figure out. We're going to lay out a super clear, strategic path to help you conquer this thing using the guide as our map. Okay, first things first, the new LSAT landscape. Let's really dig into why this change is such a massive deal. So what does this actually mean for you in your prep? Well, for one, your ability to tear apart arguments is everything now. And your study plan, it gets a lot simpler, you know? It's pretty much all logical reasoning and reading comp. But here's the real kicker. The endurance factor. Think about it like this. You sprint through one tough LR section, and just when you think you can catch your breath, bam, you've got to do it all over again. Your mental stamina is now just as important as your logic. All right, let's get into the nuts and bolts, your core reasoning skills. This is the what, the foundational stuff you have to know cold for every single question they throw at you. At the heart of every single argument, no matter how complex it looks, are these two pieces. The premise is the why. It's the evidence, the facts, the reason someone gives you. The conclusion is the what. It's the main point, the big claim they want you to buy into. Your first job, always, is to find these two things and separate them. Okay, let's put this into practice. Check this out. The fact that posts spread fast, that's our evidence. That's the premise. The big, bold claim that this makes them the primary cause of misinformation, that's the conclusion. Being able to spot this difference in like 2 seconds, that's a legitimate superpower on test day. So once you can break an argument down, you've got to know what they're going to ask you to do with it. And these right here are the heavy hitters. You'll have to make the argument stronger or weaker, find the error in it, spot a hidden belief it depends on, figure out what else has to be true, or find a totally different argument that's built in the exact same way. Okay, enough theory. Let's see these things in action. This is the how you actually apply these skills when the clock is ticking and the pressure's on. All right, here's our first argument. The evidence is a link, right? A correlation. Less sleep goes with more stress. But the conclusion makes a huge leap. It claims a cause. More sleep will cause less stress. Let's see what the question wants. The mission is clear. We need to find a new piece of info that gives the most support to that conclusion. We need something that helps build a bridge from the correlation to the cause. And boom, here it is. This is the perfect answer because it's not just another observation. It's an experiment. It shows that when you actively increase sleep, stress levels actually decrease. It demonstrates that cause and effect relationship we need, directly strengthening that argument. Okay, next up, pay close attention to how this one is built. The first sentence gives us a rule. Successful trial lawyer means you're an excellent public speaker. Then it tells us John is an excellent public speaker and draws a conclusion from that. Yeah, you can probably feel that something is a little off here, right? Our job is to pinpoint the exact logical mistake. What's the error in thinking that gets us to that conclusion about John? And there it is. This is such a classic LSAT trap. The argument confuses something that's necessary with something that's sufficient. Sure, being a good speaker is necessary to be a successful trial lawyer, but that doesn't mean it's enough on its own to guarantee it. The argument illegally reverses the logic, and that's the flaw. Okay, one last example. This is an argument by analogy. It's saying, hey, this safety rule works over here, so this other similar safety rule should work over there. The key isn't the seatbelts or the helmets, it's the shape of the reasoning. And that's exactly what the question's getting at. We are pattern matching. We don't care about the topic, we're just looking for another argument that is built in the exact same way. Because X works, a similar Y will also work. And there's our match. See how it lines up perfectly? One safety measure works, therefore, a similar safety measure will also work. The logic is a mirror image. That is the entire key to parallel reasoning questions. Okay, we've talked about the what and the how. Now for the most critical piece of the puzzle, your strategic game plan. This is how you win when you're staring down the barrel of two full logical reasoning sections. This is your new 5-point playbook, so listen up. 1. You need to master these question types until recognizing them is just pure muscle memory. 2. Your diagramming for conditional logic has to be lightning fast and flawless. 3. And this is huge, hunt for the easy wins first. Bank those points, build your momentum. 4. And this is non-negotiable, you have to train for endurance. Do back-to-back time sections. And 5. Keep an error log. Seriously, your mistakes aren't failures, they're your personal roadmap to a higher score. Look, when you strip everything else away, this is what the new LSAT is all about. It's a pure test of argumentation. Your entire score hinges on how fast and how accurately you can take apart an argument, find its weaknesses, apply the rules, and do it all while staying laser-focused for nearly 50 questions straight.
And at the end of the day, that's what this is all for. The skills you're building right now, analyzing, critiquing, building arguments, these are the exact skills you will use every single day as a law student and as a lawyer. So the final question isn't just about passing a test, it's about your entire future. Are you ready to make your case?